Welcome back to the Hockey Show, and today we are talking, of course, about the San Jose Sharks and this abysmal franchise that it is. This team used to be, and still probably is, the team that holds my heart. As a child, I grew up the biggest fan of this team. Being in Arizona, the Sharks, something about all of it, like it's just Arizona, hot and dry. But it's San Jose, the Sharks, the ocean Sharks. Look at their logo. It's the best one in the league. The colors are amazing. The players are lovable. Brent Burns and Joe Thornton's got big beards. What is there not to like? So I fell in love with this team. I cheered for them, and then Erik Karlsson was my outside favorite team, and everything was going so good as I just getting me more into hockey. And man, has this team it's not that they've just fallen from grace, from knowing how to win, from those 17 years of them just being one of the top teams in the league. It's not that they just don't win anymore. It's just this team doesn't know how to, isn't a franchise that makes sense anymore. The team is run by an idiot, is been making horrible decisions with this guy who used to know what to do. And now the team is just in utter shambles and just doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere good anytime soon. So let's talk about this season that we're in right now. Currently, they've been in last place for the longest time and 32nd in the league. 3-13-1 is their record, so not good. And not 7 points. They had the big win over the Edmonton Oilers, but the team sucks. This team is absolutely horrible. Scoring goals is probably the toughest challenge for them, as they're last in goals for, and they are a negative 47. This team, I know I'm not breaking news or giving a new take here, but I truly do believe this is the worst team to ever be assembled for an NHL league, ever. For an NHL season, this is the worst team ever. Because at least in the past, some teams used to have something to look forward to, right? The worst teams have something. Take something like the Coyotes, At least they have, Clayton Keller to look behind, right? And other teams, let's say the Canadians right now, they've got Slavkovsky, they've got Caulfield, right? What's a bad team for a while? A bad team for a while was the, not really the Wild, but you know what I mean, though. Like the Oilers, while they were bad, they had McDavid going, and now they're finally good for a first few seasons of his career. At least they had him to look forward to. But this team has nothing. Tomas Hertl is 30 or almost 30. He's their best player, and he's a good second-line player for another team. Logan Couture is a fantastic playoff performer, but not a seasoned guy. And then after that, Mario Ferraro, he seems like a defender that could be really good as a third defender on a team, maybe the secondary behind a guy like Pietrangelo or something. But on this team, he is not ready to be the number one defender on his NHL team. And he just simply isn't. The pros of this team, the biggest ones, are Mackenzie Blackwood, who is unreal and deserves to be in a better place than San Jose. I really hope they can flip him at the trade deadline, send him to a team like the Kings or something, or another squad like I know the Devils wouldn't pick him back up because that was the team he was on, but a team like the Devils would be right for a team that needs a goaltender. But Blackwood, he shows that he can be the goaltender of a squad. And Eklund, of course, he's the best thing going for them. Willis Smith, yeah, sure, eventually, and then they have some solid draft picks that they had this last time, like Musty and whatever. But overall, still, there's not a lot of light right now on the Sharks. There's not a ton to look forward to, and really, it's everything. It's not just the on-ice stuff that's the issue. It's everything around this team. And I've said this over and over again about my videos about the Sharks and how bad they've been run, but I'm going to say it again. The return for Erik Karlsson, the sixth defenseman in NHL history, the sixth defenseman in the history of the NHL breaking 100 points in a season. I know I get it that he's not a great defenseman, but he is a legend. A legend of the game and producing. This guy is unreal. And Timo Meier, a 26-year-old goal scorer who has set league records for a season of beating McDavid and Matthew Barzal at speed for a season, scoring 40 goal seasons. The guy is a prime member who fits perfectly. I know things are kind of shaky with him in New Jersey, but the idea of him in New Jersey seems so good. And the return for both of those prime pieces are Zetterlund, who's decent, Macummadudland, whatever, and Okatiuk, whatever. Those two prospects that are okay. And then a 7th round and a 2nd round pick. And a first from the Penguins and a top 10 protected for Erik Karlsson. The Erik Karlsson 1st round pick that they got is top 10 protected from a team in the Penguins that might not even make the playoffs. And it's a top 10 protected pick. That's what you're banking on if you're the Sharks. You're banking on a mistake from what you did with the Ottawa Senators by giving them your 1st round pick. Then you sucked, and then the Senators get Tim Stützle. You're banking on this for the same thing with the Penguins, that they suck this year, and you look out and get a guy like Celebrini. But no, that's not what the Sharks do. Instead, they get a 1st that is top 10 protected. And from the Devils, they don't get a guy like Dawson Mercer or Holtz or Nemec or anyone like that. They get 2 guys that will probably be decent NHL players, but there's no way to know that. And that's what they got for 2 superstar trade assets. This team is horrendous all around, and they have, my heart still beats for them. But with even the things come down to the jerseys. I mean, look at this thing. I don't care who you are. This is god-awful. The little, thing within, the stripes of it being, waves is cool. But other than that, all the teal looks horrible. And they have probably the worst setup besides maybe the Bruins in the NHL. Especially those teal pants. Everything that this team decides to do just makes them worse. Everything. This team doesn't know what to do with themselves. They have nothing to look forward to other than the fact that they suck. And hopefully they can get a 1st round pick. That's the hope. But then, even then, you have to cross your fingers and hope that a team like the Oilers don't end up in 31st and then are able to select Celebrini. That's what you have to hope out for. This team sucks. Everything about it sucks. Mike Grier, the cheese, is an idiot. And this whole Shark squad is the hockey guy. I think he said they're the most. They are the team with the most challenged at being skilled or something, skillfully challenged, I think he called it, if it was some sort of mental disorder, right? And I think he has I guess that's fine, but you also could just say this team sucks. And if you want to call this team just skillfully challenged as well, not just the team, but the organization as a whole. They don't know what they're doing with themselves. And nothing goes right for them. Nothing is going right for them, and I don't see any good coming out of them anytime soon. I'm sure the next thing that we'll see happen is eventually Tomas Hertl is flipped as well, or a guy like Mario Ferraro, and the return is like a 3rd round pick, and then he goes over to Ottawa, and Ottawa's already amazing defensive corps. They get Mario Ferraro, and he's the next Sanderson. This team doesn't know what they're doing. They're a bunch of idiots, and I hope nothing good for them to happen, because until they are slapped in the face. And I guess they kind of are, but who cares? So, anyways, that is all I gotta say. I know it's not really saying much of anything, but this team sucks from top to bottom. Just offensively, defensively, goaltending-wise, I would break it down into goaltend. I mean, there's nothing to say. Every single point that you could bring up about this team sucks. There's nothing good to highlight. I mean, Blackwood, I already said it, Blackwood and Eklund are at least bright points. I know Will Smith is in the pipeline, but who knows when that'll happen. This team, there's no reason to bring up things like structure. They just suck. Everything this team you could pinpoint, they suck at. And they don't deserve anything good. So that is all I gotta say. So thank you for watching this. If you made it this far, please, I'm begging you, pick up your free subscription. And until next time, too sweet. Have an amazing day. Not you if you're related to the Sharks organization. And ta-ta for now.